Recording in progress.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We have our cardio interval class today, so get ready to burn some calories. As always, make sure that you have some water nearby. Listen to your body. We'll do any variation of exercises between 30 to 45 seconds. If you need a little bit more recovery, take it. If you need less time of that movement, then just do it. You know, if I'm asking for 30 or 40 seconds, but you can only handle 20, then do your 20. We just don't want any accidents, but we still want to get a good workout. We'll start with the warm-up and workout, and then as a reminder, we will not be meeting Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Re-enrollment is happening within the next 10 days or so. So I am asking folks that want to be re-enrolled into the fall term to let me know. So if you're on my Tuesday and Thursday class, and you happen to be in here and you want to be re-enrolled, go ahead and on the chat, if you haven't told me already, let me know so I could add you to that list. I do need confirmation on your behalf before I re-enroll you. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, do we have any questions by chance? Okay, if we have no questions, then we'll go ahead and start with this warm-up. Okay, so let's go ahead and start by looking left to right. Just looking left to right. This cardio class probably requires a really good warm-up. You don't want to do this class without any stretching or warming up prior to the exercises. Good morning, Debbie. Up and down. And then for those of you in my Friday and Saturday classes, next week on Saturday we will meet in person instead of meeting via Zoom. All right, next circles. Switch. So go ahead and switch. Continue stretching there. All right. All right, Shabana. If you are enrolled in my Tuesday classes, then I will be able to do that. Okay. If you're not, then
I am.
Oh, you are? Okay. Great.
Well, I asked yesterday. Yeah, I confirmed
Okay.
with you.
Cool. All right, and then let's do our snow angels. Yeah, just because I go from those rosters, so I'm not able to just pick and choose from specific classes, so I'm using those rosters. Let's see, so snow angels here. Who's this? Hi, Gloria. Good morning.
Hey.
And let's bring that right arm across. Morning, Ella.
Morning, Coach.
Good morning.
It's raining
Is it?
in Garden Grove.
Let's switch. Let me see.
Like enough for the windshield wipers.
Oh, okay. Not here, but it is nice and cloudy. Let's turn left to right. Trunk rotations. Ab circles. Big hula hoops. big giant hip circles here. Let's switch. Let's go ahead and do our quad stretch. So grab a hold of right above your ankle and pull back. Let's switch. Whoa. All right, hamstring stretch. So slide your hands down your shins, drop your hips, grab your ankles, and extend at the knees. All right, and last one is our deep squat stretch. Oh, my legs are really sore from, I did a run in the hills yesterday, and yeah, I'm feeling it right now. Oh. And rise. Oh, man. Very good. Alrighty. So as mentioned earlier, we have a cardio workout today. A lot of these sets or groups of exercises are going to be separated into groups of 5 exercises, and I have 4 blocks of that. So 4 groups. The goal is to go anywhere between 30 to 45 seconds. So if I say, hey, we're going to do 45 seconds of this, remember that the option to do 30 seconds, it's still there. You'll get a little bit more rest, and if you do, the idea is to do the exercise and the rest within a 1-minute window. Okay, so if you do 40 seconds of work, you get 20 seconds rest, 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds rest, and that's how we're going to treat it. So each block should take about maybe 5 or 6 minutes. Sometimes we take a little bit more rest, but not too much. But yeah, so make sure you have your yoga mat handy, not on this first set, but just, I think we'll be using it on the 3rd set. So just have that handy on the 3rd and 4th set. Alrighty, so grab some water, have that nearby. I'm gonna go over the movements we're doing first. So we have walking high knees. So just easy introduction movement there. Right, then we have lateral Heisman. So again, side skips with the knee drive, and then repeat to the other side. Okay, then we have skaters or ice skaters. So this one we're just gonna reach left to right. So this first set's not super taxing until we do jumping jacks. Okay, and then we have inchworms. Okay, so inchworms, you walk out into a high plank and then come back. Okay. Alrighty, so we start with the walking high knees. Okay. Alright, if we're ready, we'll go ahead and start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So just walking high knees. Just bring those knees up constantly. You can go a little faster if you want. If this is too slow, you could do skips if you like. Like I mentioned, my legs are pretty beat up. 10 feeling the best, 1 feeling the worst. My legs probably feel like a 2 right now. So you might see me move a little slower today. So just bring those knees up. Three, two, one, time. Okay. All right, so that was our high knees for 45 seconds. We have our lateral highs, man. So find yourself some space so you could skip to the side. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Skip, skip, skip. Knee drive. Ten more seconds. Three, two, one, time. Okay. Next we have our skaters. These are ice skaters, so just white stance, and we're gonna tap our opposite ankle. 3, 2, 1, go. So here. So we're gonna stretch. Try to keep your torso a little bit elevated. We don't want to be completely leaning forward. All right, 25 seconds. We're at 40 seconds. And time. All right, jumping jacks or side step jacks, okay? Whew. And then we have our inchworms. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Yep, I'm doing side step jacks. All that bouncing. It's my quads, right above my knees. That's where I'm feeling all the tightness and soreness. I went to go run in Whittier, and there was a couple new trails, or some trails I'd never ventured off to. Usually because the bushes are overgrown and rattlesnakes and all that stuff. But I got a little brave yesterday. I don't know if you call it brave or dumb. But anyways, I went and tried out this new trail system, and it was a lot of uphill climbing, which beat up my legs and time. All right, we have our inchworms. Inchworms are next. And then we get our 2 minutes rest, okay? 3, 2, 1, and go. So crawl onto a high plank, and then repeat. And continue. Ooh, 25 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Whew. 2 minutes rest. Grab your waters. Ooh. Job. All right. We have our curtain closers. So punch and reach. Okay, punch and reach. Then we have knees to opposite hip. Okay. Then we have hand to opposite foot. right there. Then we have reverse lunge kick. Okay, so we'll do 30 seconds on each side. And then we have sumo squat low poses. So here, doing those sumo squats low poses, okay? Have a little bit over a minute left. So do what you gotta do right now. So again, if you are in my Monday and Thursday class, I'm doing re-enrollment next week. So if you're in one of those two classes, feel free to go on the chat and let me know if you want to be re-enrolled, unless you told me yesterday. But yeah, you could do that right now if you haven't done that already. Okay, 30 more seconds. We'll get started. Make sure you stay active these next few days that we don't meet. Just go for a walk. You can watch some video recordings too. But yeah, try to do something so we're not just completely static the next 3 days before we start on Monday again. Okay, so curtain closers. Remember, reach and pull. 3, 2, 1, and go. Reach and pull, turning at the hip, lifting the feet a little bit, just staying consistent with this movement. Just keep on moving. Okay, 33 seconds right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. All right, so knee to opposite hip is next. Knee to opposite hip. Three, 2, 1, go. So this is a little easier. Working on our hip joint a little bit, our adductors. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1, time. Ooh. What do you have next? All right, hands to opposite toes, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Keep going. Keep moving. 30 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Have next reverse lunge kick. This is 30 seconds on each leg. Okay, I'm gonna turn on the fan for this one. Getting warm. 3, 2, 1. Right leg first. Reverse lunge and kick. 3, 2, 1. Switch. Left leg. Oof. Ankles everywhere. Three, 2, 1. Time. Ooh. Oh, I forgot we still have one more. I was like, oh, I needed that break. Okay, and the last one was our low pulse squats. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Go. So low pulse, then back up. This isn't really cardio, but there is continuous movement. So we throw it in here. This is more like a strength movement, but it does allow you to catch your breath a little bit. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Time. Good job, good job. Let's check in the chat. Yep. Yeah, Gloria, I'll send the list. So I'm not doing re-enrollment from this specific class because this class isn't transferring over to the fall. It's my Tuesday and Thursday classes, but I could send you the course information for those. So on Mondays and Wednesdays, it should be like a strength and conditioning class, which is like dumbbells, movements, maybe some movements that we go over this class. And that's Mondays and Wednesdays at 9 a.m. to 10. And then from 10 to just shy of 11, that's more of our stretching class. So that's going to be Mondays and Wednesdays at 10. So those go for like 8 weeks. And then on the following week, on that 9th week, a new class series begins, which will still be the same thing, but it's just under a different class number. But I'll send you that information. So I'll make sure to share that on an email to the class.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, I wish the system let me just check students from all my classes and roll them over, but it's just from one roster. And yeah, unfortunately, this class roster isn't part of that rollover. All right, so we're gonna go just one standing, which is gonna be heel to opposite glute, and the rest are gonna be on the floor. Okay, so just have your yoga mat ready. So I have 45 seconds to go. Let's set that up. Morning, Jan. So mountain climbers. Then we have bear cross shoulder taps. And then a little bit of core in there. Alrighty. So if we're ready, heel to opposite glute. We'll start in 3, 2, 1, and go. So right here. Bring your heel to your opposite glute. Got 20 more seconds. Three, 2, 1, time. All right, very good. We're on the floor. We're gonna do mountain climbers. Okay, so mountain climbers, we're gonna be in a high plank position, and bring our knees up. Okay? 3, 2, 1, go. So you're just marching while holding this high plank. Twenty more seconds. Three, two, one, time. Okay. What do you have next? All right. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do bicycle ab crunches. Okay, so this is gonna keep our legs pedaling, and then we bring our shoulders side to side. All right, so a little bit of core, but since we're pedaling, you get some cardio going. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, 30 seconds. Keep pedaling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Okay. Next is a plank jack. Okay, so or side step plank. So we're here on a high plank, and you could do that jumping jack motion with your feet or a side step jack motion. I'll probably do the side step jack. We'll start in 3, 2, 1, and go. So you're in a high plank and just step to the side. Oh, keep on stepping on my own shoes. I'm gonna trip myself. Got 15 more seconds. Three, 2, 1, time. Whew. All right, on our feet, we're gonna do bunny hops. So bunny hops, it's like if you're doing jump ropes. Okay, right here. 3, 2, 1, go. So off your heels, just on your forefoot. If that's too much, you could just do calf raises as well. But let's keep moving. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1, time. Whew. All right. Very good. Okay. We're gonna go back on our feet. We have fast feet, so you'll be alternating toe tapping a line or an edge on the floor. Okay. Then we're gonna do squat shuffles. So this one, or crab walks, you're gonna be here and then just stay in a low squat, shuffling side to side. All right, then we will go ahead and do squats to opposite knee to hip. All right, and then I believe we'll kind of wind down with some cool down movements. So we'll go with sky hooks here, okay? And then to finish off, we'll just go ahead and do some air squats. So just finish here with those, since we're missing a little bit of our strength session from tomorrow. Okay, we'll start in about 30 seconds with our toe taps. All right, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Just alternating toe taps here. All right, 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, time. Okay, squat shuffles are next. Okay, squat shuffles, squat down, and crab walk back and forth. 3, 2, 1, and go. So just stay low, and then squat shuffle. Just keep on going. About 15 more seconds. Three, 2, 1, time. Okay. Whew. Very good. We have our prisoner elbow or shoulder to knee squats or side crunches. We'll start in 3, 2, 1, and go. So for here, squat. Fifteen more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. 2 more. Okay, we have our hooks. So coming over, dig under and come up. So you get a nice little oblique twist. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Keep moving. Fifteen more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. All right, last one. We have our air squats. Okay, so just give yourself enough room and just constantly we're doing air squats. I'm gonna sit this one out because my legs are toast. Okay, so we'll start in 10 seconds. So you're just constantly doing this motion, okay? 3, 2, 1, go. I'll be your cheerleader. Good job, everyone. It's our last one. Make sure you get low enough. Wish I was doing these with you. My legs are telling me to listen to my body. I'm gonna take my own advice right now. 15 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Very good. Alrighty. Let's cool down for a couple minutes. So stretch. Here in my next class, we have stability and posture, but we're gonna add a little bit of balance to that as well, okay? So just keep that in mind. Oh. So right now, just whatever stretches you want to do that you need. I don't want to be selfish and tell everyone to just stretch their quads or their upper legs. That's what I feel right now. But just do the stretches that you prefer. For me, it's usually the performance stretch. Bring that knee up. Yeah, the trails I ran at yesterday, they're pretty isolated. It's definitely one of those trails where I wouldn't tell or recommend any of like my younger athletes to go on their own, especially any of the girls to run on their own, because it's just way out there and it's lonely, but it's really pretty. It's just, yeah. And I lucked out too because the weather yesterday wasn't too bad. It was pretty cloudy and overcast how it is right now, so I think I lucked out. But what I've been practicing is trying to run fast on the downhills, and that gives the quads a pretty big shock, because as you're running down, you're also trying to protect yourself, and that braking system usually comes from your heels that puts a lot of impact by your knees and your quads. So my quads are feeling it right now, and yesterday evening I was just kind of walking like a penguin, because yeah, my quads are destroyed. And not only that, but that braking system that your body naturally has, I'm just gonna do some hip openers. It also works on the tendons that are on the top part of your foot. And yeah, so this morning I put the Kathleen, what's that that cream or that you had me buy the other day or a few months back? Arnica, yes. So yeah, so I had my Arnica ready next to my bed and just put it up there, and after like 20 minutes of it being on my skin, yeah, the pain kind of reduced, and I was like, all right, should I put the Arnica like cream or take like 2 ibuprofens? And I was like, oh, I think my liver wants to stay healthy, so I'm gonna put the Arnica cream instead. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So, whew. Alrighty, so folks, I'll see some of you in a few minutes. And like I said, we have stability and posture, but we're gonna be incorporating a lot of balance into that. Okay, so. All right, folks, I'll see you. And if I don't see you in a few minutes, I'll see you next week on Monday or on Tuesday.
See you in a minute.
All right, bye.
Thank you. Happy 4th.
Thank you, likewise.
Thank you. Sorry for your